Right, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Hellraiser TV series sounds amazing. What a statement to start the video with. I know that's probably going to shock a few people. Why am I being so positive? Well, I've got some news with respect to Hellraiser as a TV series, the rights surrounding it, and actually how that means most people's worries can be put to rest. And I genuinely mean this. I think this is nothing but positive news. I really am excited for this. So what I'm about to kind of reveal in this video is exclusive, I guess you could say. It will be a little bit rambly in parts, a bit like a podcast. And I thought I'd do it disembodied as well, just because I know, ladies and gentlemen, that's a bit of a blast from the past. Now, before we jump into this video, I do just want to take a moment to say, hey, look, I am making my foray into indie filmmaking. I'm making a movie. It's a Production H film. It's called Black Fields, and I'm crowdfunding for it. We're so very close to hitting the second stretch target. The GoFundMe is linked down below in the description box. And if you donate $5 or more, which you can do in any currency, because it's open to anyone, again, you know, legalities to one side, you will be entered in for a chance of winning a real weapon prop for the movie, basically. So, anyway, guys, that out of the way, let's jump right into this. So, like I say, I started out this video by saying, look, it sounds amazing, and that will surprise a few people. I'm aware, and I know a lot of people, they hear about, well, look, they hear about anything in this day and age, and we get our backs up, and it's justifiable. It is absolutely justifiable, especially when you are resurrecting, again, I guess pun intended, a very old franchise. And Hellraiser is a franchise. It spans now, nearly 10? I think 10 movies on a whole. It's a large franchise. It has comic book spin-offs. It's a big franchise. It's a big property. And to hear them choosing to go the TV series route on face value, yeah, I can see why people would be somewhat concerned. But what I'm about to reveal to you should set your mind at ease, because a lot of people will cry woke and they're gonna lady it up and all of this stuff. And again, this news clarifies that that's not a possibility, but it also opens the floor up to an awful lot of positive narrative that they can pour into this as a series. So if you didn't know, just as a brief recap, and it will be brief, and I'll get into the exclusive reveal, there is going to be a TV series. Now, it's being produced by, namely, Dan Farah and Roy Lee. Both of these people have done very large things in the past. They've handled a lot of properties, and they're working with very, very key players here. You have David Gordon Green, who is planning to direct the pilot and possibly other episodes in this series. David Gordon Green, Halloween, a good guy, knows exactly what he's doing when it comes to horror and aesthetics, and he also has crossed many genres. So that's kind of what you want in a TV series, I believe. You've also got Michael Dougherty, who will be one of the writers on board this series, alongside Mark Verheiden. Now, Mark Verheiden is probably a name that some people may not have heard. However, good God, does this man know his work? He's worked in essentially everything under the sun. He has done ridiculous amounts of comic books, working with Dark Horse, Alien, Predator, you name it. This man has done it, and he has the ability to dive into a canon universe and expand it outwards respectfully. So you have Michael Dougherty, a guy who knows the universe and the canon very, very well, and then you have Mark Verheiden. The pair, perfect. Top it off, cherry on top, you then have David Gordon Green. Epic. So there you go. That is a brief recap of the news. We also learnt that it would be appearing on HBO. Okay, now that's a big pivotal part of this news as well, because HBO have all the money in the world, but then also a lot of people were concerned about it appearing on HBO, mainly because of their recent track record, I guess, on some series that weren't so good and were a little bit preachy in parts here and there. Now, what I'm about to reveal kind of nullifies all of that, I believe. Now, when we talk about rights deals, rights are tricky, aren't they? They're very difficult things to kind of wrap your head around. Namely, a good one to point to is always Star Trek, I find, because Star Trek, to have the TV series that they've got going on, they have to make them about 25% different. Now, it's a very odd thing, but that's the rights deals. That's generally, by and large, what most rights deals are nowadays. They have to be a certain percentage difference from the original material, which means that the rights holders of the original canon retain all of that. They can do whatever they want. They're all happy. They're good. And then anything that is spin-off or, sort of in-universe but not, is differentiated just enough to be just that little bit different. Now, that could be very concerning if that was the rights deal that Hellraiser has. But what I can reveal to you is that is not the rights deal that Hellraiser has. Now, the changing of rights for the Hellraiser franchise is a long and storied history in and unto itself, and we're not going to get into that today. But what I want to just kind of clarify is that when these rights were acquired by the rights holder, again, and that's not Dan Farrer or Roy Lee, but the actual rights owner, because obviously Dan Farrer and Roy Lee and all of the other producers are producing this and making it, with the rights holder's permission. But when the rights holder retained or acquired those rights, should I say, it was many years ago. This chap was very ahead of his time in terms of acquiring rights. And what he's acquired here is the rights, the TV rights to the movie's entirety. So he has the rights, and i.e., I guess Dan Farrer and Roy Lee and the production company making this series have the rights to the Hellraiser movies. Now, namely, obviously positively, it's the first four. The movies which most people like. Now, they have the rights to those. So they don't have to make anything different. It also means that because they are making a series based off of the movie universe, a lot of people will be concerned. You're a female Pinhead and all of this. You can't actually do that. You can't have a female Pinhead. Now, I actually don't think that there's anything wrong with having a female Pinhead. I think it actually goes back to the Hellbound Heart, where you have a very androgynous, sexless, genderless being, which was what Pinhead and the Cenobites were. But you can't do that with the TV series. Now, that's not to say you can't have strong female characters. And this is a franchise and a series that has had many strong female characters. I mean, Kirsty is the centerpiece to the first two movies anyway. You then also have the third movie. Again, strong females. This is a franchise which has female characters being good, very well modelled, well crafted, should I say. You also had Julia, one of the most badass villains in Hellraiser 1 and 2. So when people jump to the conclusion that, you're going to get female characters, it's all going to be terrible, calm down. Calm down. If anyone says that about this as a property, you're just revealing yourself to not know what you're talking about. And anyone who's like a commentator, I guess like myself, who says these kind of things, I would just tune out to. Okay? Because again, it just goes to say that you don't know what you're talking about. So their opinion on it, again, with respect to the source material and how the franchise is crafted and, whether it would be woke or in keeping, etc., is kind of moot. Those points are not relevant if you're going to chime in and say that. So the key reveal here is that the rights are for the actual movie universe. Now, they've alluded to that in all of the articles that came out. The most recent one, in fact, was saying that, we would be continuing it as if the universe is there and we'll acknowledge it or, so and such forth. Now, again, I can confirm that is the case from a source of mine. So they are absolutely having to stay quite true to the movie universe. Now, that's not to say that they don't have to continue the movie universe, and I don't see why they would have to. I feel like going off on tangents elsewhere would be absolutely brilliant. And I will be doing a video on what I personally feel they could do now that I know they have the rights to the movie universe. But everyone that's concerned that you're going to get a female Pinhead, even though it's been done in the comics with Kirsty turning into Pinhead, don't be too concerned. Don't worry. Do not worry. They cannot change Pinhead to be a female randomly. There will have to be some kind of mechanism by which it makes sense, because it's the movie universe. Now, that also does not mean that Doug Bradley will be back, and I know that'll be on many, many people's lips, but again, I really don't feel like he should come back. I think he should be a cameo, maybe a aging, dying Pinhead, who knows, something along those lines. But he's not a draw for anyone outside of a very small select few of a very small select fan base. So anyone with any business sense, again, you'll probably agree with me because it's just common sense. But there you go, there's the big reveal. Hellraiser as a TV series sounds fantastic. Why? Because they're doing the movie universe. Or at least they have the rights to the movie universe. And that's what they're going to be continuing. Or at least going around and exploring the same universe. So the same lore, the same canon. Personally, and just a little tidbit for a future video, explore Angelique. I want to see the demon princess, Leviathan's daughter. Do that. That'd be epic. So anyway, there you go. There's a big reveal. There's an exclusive. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. If you are new here, please do hit subscribe. Guys, my videos are not turning up in a lot of people's subscription feeds. So please do, when you turn your bell notifications on, make sure you turn them on to all, rather than personalized or anything along those lines. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I have been Mr. H. Take care.